Hello, I'll be writing on this blog because I'm researching on a show called Appy. One of the main reasons why I'm researching this show is because I've been fascinated with missing TV shows, episodes and movies. Like most people who research missing episodes, I'm hell-bent on finding London After Midnight, the 108 missing Doctor Who episodes, and Him, the 1974 film where a man has a sexual obsession with Jesus. Even though I should be helping the search for any fragment of the missing episodes and films, I'm going to research this show for now. Another reason why I want to research this show is because I had an experience with it around 2001. It was around 8 in the morning. My younger brother, who was 7 at the time, was watching a local station in its child TV show block. After he dubbed over Blue's Clues, it started to air a show called, it's written in Russian, Happy Apple. I can barely remember the episode's plot, but it was about this apple who was trying to help a kid named Nathaniel. It felt sort of low budget, but since my brother liked the episode, he didn't mind him watching it. The only thing that made me dubious was the evil smile that the apple did in the middle of the episode. From what I gathered, the first weeks of Noggin's existence, the Happy Show began production. Its plot was about a giant clay apple with arms, baby blue eyes, and a large dark green lips being held up by a bent rusty stick. He would go around in a white 1996 Ford Windstar helping children whenever they got injured. As the TV show kept going, the episodes started to become more unusual. For example, Happy would often stare at the viewers for a show with a grating smile. It's also worth mentioning that the series slowly got more and more violent as the series progressed. Happy was one of those shorter shows on Noggin, with every episode being 10 minutes long at the most. They were played in duets, making each of them 20 minutes long, minus commercials of course. A couple of months after Happy aired its first episode, Nickelodeon cancelled the show, and it was never shown again on Noggin or Nick Jr. Even the much more appropriate episodes weren't shown for whatever reason. However, some parents did record the show. They were VHS copies. One of those said VHS copies, only a few survived through the years. The tapes were destroyed either due to neglect or disgust. They were simply misplaced and thrown out by accident. However, some copies of the show were reportedly stolen by a shadowy figure. I was one of the lucky people to own the show's episodes. Yesterday, I did some winter cleaning. I found an old DVD with Sharpie written on it. It read, HA episodes. So I did some research on what HA means. My first choice was the forum of missing episodes of films that I normally go on. When I entered the missing episode section of the forum, the first thing I saw was named HA. What's this? It was posted by a woman who had, like me, found a VHS with the initials HA on it. As I read the thread more, I found out the initials of the disc stood for Happy. This initially reminded me of a weird low-budget show that I watched with my brother in 2001. In the replies, users claimed that there were no known DVD copies around. I'm not sure how the disc got there though. I'm certainly don't remember owning a disc that looked like it. After viewing the thread, I went ahead and put it into a disk drive, hoping that it would work. Frankly, the disc did work, and it instantly cut to the intros of the episode. No menus or anything. Happy's intro song had the same tune as Mary Had a Little Lamb. It went something like this. Happy, 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 helps kids all day. Repeated 3 times. Episodes 1 and 2 were called Happy's Vacation and Happy, respectively. Happy's Vacation was exactly what you expect. Happy goes on a vacation to the beach, helps injured kids, and even talks down to bullies for not hurting a child. Hurt Happy was about Happy's stick getting broken, and the kids teamed up to help Happy by giving him bandages and fruit. Nothing seemed out of place when I first saw it. When I saw it a second time, the episodes looked questionably odd. When Happy was driving in his van to the beach in Happy's vacation, some frames were skipped. At first I ignored it, saying that it could be a scratched DVD. When I checked the disc, it had no scratches on it whatsoever. Also, during the fruit scene in Her Appy, the kids gave him an apple for whatever reason. I could be mistaken with the producers though. Finally, I noticed some things in Her Appy that looked out of place. In Happy's van, there was what looked like a border of the Hope poster, but it was so out of frame that it could have been something else. Also, at the end of the episode, there was a news broadcast about the 9.0 earthquake that recently struck Japan. Happy responded, "Oh no, if you'd like to help the Japanese, call this number," and a 1-800 number was listed. I thought those were just coincidental. Well, I was wrong. Episodes 3 and 4 were stranger. The intros of these two episodes were cut off, but I found that episode 4's name was Nate Needs Help. This struck out to me, because this was the very same episode that I saw with my brother, but in English. Episodes 3 and 4 were missing a few scenes, and overall more disturbing than episode 1 and 2. On episode 3, about 5 minutes 10 seconds into a show, Appy does his first evil smile for 25 seconds. One moment that could send chills down anybody's spine was the boo-boo scene in Nate Needs Help. Happy aids Nate, who has a bruise on his knee. He looks at the camera giving off the same evil smile that I remember from 2000 and says, "What does Nate need for his boo-boo?" For 30 seconds he stared at the camera, motionless. His dark, blue, soulless eyes locking on to anyone watching. Finally, he broke the silence with, "That's right, a bandage." Why he needed that so long to speak, I will never know. Also, out-of-place objects were getting more noticeable. In Nate Needs Help, the radio plays what sounds like a country cover of Hot and Cold. It was made in 2008 and very out of place for a kids show. February 24th, 2011. I watched episode 5, which has a few differences from the first 4 episodes. First off, it had Happy on a roofless, still bent stick. Secondly, this episode was somewhat disturbing. The theme song played, and the name of the episode is revealed to be Monkey Bar Mishap. It started with Happy in his van driving around, and he sees this kid sitting and crying at the playground. He drives and parks his van. When he goes to where the kid is, Happy finds out that the kid had fallen off some monkey bars, and his pinky finger was broken. Happy said, "What does Jake need to heal with kids?" He gave off his evil smile at the screen for nearly a minute, enough time to read a couple of pages of a book to him. Preferably the Bible. Like Nate Needs Help, with soulless baby blue eyes, watched over him in the room like Big Brother. He said, "That's right," and Jake hugged Happy. Happy puts a bandage on Jake's finger and drove away in his van. It skipped episode 6, which had a better chance of being aired on one of the Chosen than Nick Jr. In the episode called Never Run with Knives, the kid was running with a knife facing up. The knife was clearly a rubber prop, because the blade was flopping around a lot. The kid got cut and held his hand over the wound, crying. As blood began to come out of the kid's wound, Happy parked his van, gave a normal smile, and said, "Hey kids, this kid shouldn't have carried the knife facing up while running." However, he did deal with him by putting a bandage over the wound. The kid hugged Happy, and he said, "Remember kids, never run with knives facing up, or scissors for that matter. Always walk with knives and scissors facing down." Happy took the kid to the van, drives off, and the credits play. However, after the credits roll, the episode takes a very disturbing turn, and Happy comes back in his van. With the the kid missing and says, "Hey kids, if you find me in my van, just talk to me. I'll take you away. Haha." Episode 7 began with Happy on the playground, but he wasn't playing with the kids or helping them. He was just staring at them with that unsettling smile I hate so much. A group of kids are seen playing with jump ropes. When Happy walks over to them, he calmly tells them something. I could barely hear what he said. From what I heard, I could only make out, "Hello, Happy, how, me, please?" I could see where this was going. As the kids walked with Happy onto the bushes of the playground, loud violent screams were heard for almost a minute and a half, until Happy is seen dragging 3 bloody bodies to his van. The only photo. For the rest of the episode, he does that damn death smile. Why did they use that look so much? It was almost like he could climb out of your TV, grab you, and murder you slowly and painfully with a rusty knife. He couldn't. I've moved on to episodes 8 and 9 this time. The episodes were so violent and shoddy that they couldn't have been aired on Noggin at all. Episode 8 had Happy Appy take a kid into his van for half of the episode. Flesh cutting could be heard, and so loud screaming, which turned into gurgles. As the scene progressed, blood splatters onto the window. Bloods on the window began to appear. Eventually, Happy emerged from the van and did that death smile until the end of the show. Like episode 8 and 9 was gory and violent. This episode was called Towers. It was